Things I'd tell my younger self. What would you tell yourself if you were to go back in time to say when you were 17? 17. Look, proof that I had hair at 17. Yes. Yes, I had glasses, but yeah, look, I had hair. Things I'd tell my younger self: take care of your hair. I don't know if that would have been possible with me. This is more of a guess what Dad looked like. Dad never shaved himself bald, but you know what Dad did do? Dad just kept, trying to comb it over, and that doesn't work. But what are some things that you would tell your younger self that would actually be valuable to you today? And basically what I'm saying is, well, if I looked back on all my mistakes, or all the people I'd listened to, or all the people that gave me bad advice. Well, you didn't know it was bad advice back then. You were young. You just didn't know these things. But that's what we're going to go into. I'm going to give you 7 things that I wish I would have told my younger self and how they relate to the membership site, how they relate to the Conquer Yourself Project membership. What would you tell your younger self? That's me. The one on the right. Yeah, that's me. The one on the right. The one without wearing glasses. Wait, we're both not wearing glasses. That's me and my older sister, but I was 5 years old in this picture, and I know I was 5 years old because at age 6 I was wearing glasses. And this is a picture where I wasn't wearing glasses. So what would I go back and tell my 5-year-old self? Probably nothing, because I was 5 years old and don't remember a thing. Except that I think my mother knit that sweater. My mother could knit anything. My mother could take cat hair and knit an Afghan. Maybe, but I digress. What would you tell your younger self? That's what we're looking at. First thing I would tell myself, probably as a teenager versus a 5-year-old. But the first thing I'd probably go back and tell myself as a teenager is learn about money. Learn how to handle money, learn how to save money, learn how to make money, learn how to give money. But learn about money. This has everything to do, and I mean everything to do, not with your bank account, but this has everything to do with mindset. Get the right mindset about money from square one, and you'll be miles ahead of probably where you are right now. I don't know. Maybe you have a great mindset about money, or maybe you learned a little later in life, but just think of where you'd be if you, as a teenager, you really learned and had the proper mindset about money. That's the first thing I'd go back and tell. Now, these aren't in order, and so I'm saying it's the first thing. It's the first on the list. Second, don't be afraid. I grew up, I was afraid of my own shadow. I was afraid of my dog, and it was my dog. I just grew up being afraid. I was afraid of being unliked. I was afraid of being misunderstood. I was afraid of offering my own opinion, so I didn't. Wait a sec. I think that takes care of the shadow a little bit. But yeah, I would go back and tell myself, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what other people think. Don't be afraid. Just have some, just don't be afraid. I could go into all kinds of examples, but why would I do that? So anyway, third, don't waste time. I grew up in the golden age of, television. Television where you had to change the channel and you had to get up and walk across shag carpet, probably uphill both ways, to change the channel from channel A to channel B to I think it was channel 4, channel 7, and channel 13 is what we had. And I kept saying, what was 9 for? What was 3 for? I never knew, because there were only 3 channels. Eventually, we got color television. Ooh, but I would spend so much time watching TV. I would watch the Monkees. I would watch the Beverly Hillbillies. I would watch a little bit of Mayberry RFD. Yeah, I'm that old. But I would watch those things. But I got hooked on the idea of sitting there and doing nothing. So instead of getting out and doing things, I would sit at home and waste time. And way back then, there were no such thing as replays or reruns or on demand. No, you miss it, you miss it. So I Yeah. So don't waste time. And that bled on into my adult years, is just wasting so much time. And you waste time when you have little concept of life purpose. So you've got mindset there as well. Don't be afraid. That's mindset. Don't waste time. That specifically has to do with how you handle your time. And yes, it all bleeds back into mindset. But time is very important when you talk about not wasting time. It also has a lot to do with focus. And the fourth thing is impress no one. If you try to impress everyone, you're impressing no one. So maybe I should reword this. Don't try to impress anyone. Let's go there. This has to do with focus. If you're focused in on what you think you really need to do and what you should do, you're not trying to impress people. You're focused in. Imagine if Elon Musk was worried about what other people thought about him making an electric car for the masses. It's a pretty rich company right now. He wasn't trying to impress somebody. He was focused in on something. So impress no one. Don't impress anyone. Follow your heart, follow your lead. You get the idea. It's not about a job. I was taught that you grew up, you got a job, you let somebody else pay you to work for their vision and for their purpose and for their goals and dreams. And if you make enough, you get to retire on some retirement plan. So it's not about a job. It's kind of exciting getting your first job. I remember my first real job. I was making cheese in a cheese factory, and I was making money like I never knew before. And what I was doing was I was saving my money so that I could pay for my college. And college back then was like $4,000 a year. You're thinking not much of an education. No, that's just what it cost back then. So, but it's not about a job. It's about purpose. If you find your purpose, and that's about focus. Time, mindset, focus. It's not about a job. It's about finding a purpose. I'll get to that in a second. Number 6, shut up and listen. I was so busy trying to offer my opinion, I forgot that other people had an opinion. If I were just to shut up and listen, I wouldn't have stuck my foot in my mouth so many times. So there's that. But yeah, just shut up and listen. And that has to do with focus. Everybody listens in order to wait to give their opinion. A lot of people do that. If we can just shut up and actually listen to somebody else, I would tell my younger self just to shut up, because a lot of times when you want to offer your opinion, you're also trying to impress the person you're offering, impress the crowd that you're trying to offer your opinion to. But just shut up and listen. And that has a lot to do with focus. Just opening your mind to to other people's opinions without being threatened. That goes back to don't be afraid. 7th thing, I heard this my very first year out of college as a brand new youth pastor. I thought I knew it all because I had a degree, a piece of paper on the wall. By the way, that piece of paper is hanging up down in the mudroom. That's where I've got it hung up, but it's down in the mudroom. So there's that. But find a need immediate. I was told this my very first week working in a brand new job at a church. There was a special speaker, and she said, "That's great. Find a need and meet it." And I thought she was absolutely crazy because I just got out of Bible college, and I'd never heard that. I never heard find a need and meet it. I heard this is how you do programming, and this is how you do outings, and this is how you do apologetics, and this is how you do homiletics, and this is how you do eschatology. This is how you do a bunch of stuff with ologies on the end of it. So I thought I knew it all, but guess what? Didn't know it all. Didn't know anything, actually. The best advice I've ever given was probably this person who went in one ear and out the other, but they said, find a need and meet it. And that's kind of what I'm doing with the Conquer Yourself Project membership. Is I know there's a need for people to learn the intricacies of a positive mindset, the intricacies of how not to waste time and how to take control of your how you use your time. I know there's that. I know there's a lot of people out there that struggle with focus, that struggle with not dialing in on their life purpose and not dialing in on what their superpower could be or what their superpower is. They don't even realize they have a superpower. So that's where this is. Those are 7 things I'd tell my younger self, and they all, in one sense or another, have something to do with the Conquer Yourself project. Now, this is the basic success path, as it were, of the Conquer Yourself project, which is master your mindset, fine tune your focus, take back your time. Lovely little pieces of alliteration there, simply because, well, I was a youth pastor for 23 years and writing sermons every week and writing Bible studies every week. I was just taught to have alliteration. So master your mindset, fine tune your focus, take back your time. We go into the intricacies of these 3 things as best we can, and it is ongoing. But we start with the mindset, we work toward the focus, and then we add the concept of how we take control of our time during all of that. But that is the basic plan of the Conquer Yourself Project membership. And so if you want to ask me a question about the membership that you haven't heard yet, I'm going to be on here at 7 a.m. my time, both tomorrow and Thursday. Email me, ask me anything. I'll respond by email. Or you can just come on and ask in the comments. I'll answer it. ConquerYourselfProject.com is where you can get a little more detail and actually enter into the idea, enter into the membership yourself. It is closed as of Sunday night. So, take the time. Don't jump into something. Don't dive into something if you're not 100% sure. That's another problem that I've had over time is I just dive into something and I don't look. I just jump in, and sometimes there's shallow water. But I want you to have every bit of understanding of what the membership is and what it could be, so ask me questions. Go and check out the different, the website, everything like that. Ask questions. Love to hear from you. Maybe you can join me tomorrow. Maybe you can share this with somebody. That'd be great as well. Maybe you know somebody who wants to jump into the membership. You're saying, hey, it's not for me, but it really would be helpful for somebody else, because my whole goal here is that 7th thing that I tell my younger self, and that is find a need and meet it. I realized that I am not the only one that went through the struggles that I'm going through. And now that I'm out the other side, I want to help as many people as I can. I'm trying to find a need and meet it. I'm Bill McConnell. Once you conquer yourself, everything else becomes possible. Have a great day.